welcome back to our channel. Today we are continuing our review of resorts in the Hotel Zone of Cancun. We will be looking at the 5-star all-inclusive Hyatt Zilara, situated oceanfront on one of the best stretches of beach in the Hotel Zone. This is an all-adult hotel. When you enter the hotel, you'll enter into the bright, spacious lobby where you'll check in. We were offered cold towels, bottled water, and a glass of champagne upon arrival. We were then led into the huge atrium, which held a stage, seating, ping pong tables, and more. This area is the hub of all indoor activity happening at the resort, including the salsa lesson I had the next day. Passing through this atrium, you'll notice shops, restaurants, bars, and the café edge the central space. We were led through this to the bank of elevators to go up to our room. This is a large 307-room hotel with all rooms having an ocean view. The hotel advertises itself as being an all-suite hotel, meaning that the bedroom incorporates a seating area. There are various price points for these suites. The more expensive suites are slightly larger. Some have even been renovated. Other more expensive suites have direct pool access. I had a basic junior suite room. The room, like most rooms at the hotel, are dated and have jacuzzi tubs directly in the bedroom, which I personally didn't like. However, on the plus side, the size of the room is so generous and the views toward the ocean are so stunning that you might be able to overlook the age of the room. The room also had very comfortable beds, as well as a desk and a seating area, an espresso machine, as well as a minibar restocked daily with water, beer, soft drinks, and snacks. All make this room very welcoming. If you need further minibar snacks between daily replenishments, you can also contact room service for more. Standard in-room amenities that you should expect, such as laptop-size safe, plush robes, an iron, and an ironing board are provided in the room. However, there were no USB ports, and only one of the beds had sockets next to it. For charging your devices, you'll have to spread them throughout the room. The bathroom is small and dated, with a single sink and a shower with a rain showerhead and designer toiletries. I did notice the smell of mold in the shower, which wasn't ideal. Just outside the bathroom, next to the closet, is another single sink with makeup mirror. Once you get settled into your room, it's time to head straight for the water. The beach in front of the hotel is amazing and is on one of the widest stretches of beach in the Hotel Zone. The water is warm and wonderful to swim in, and although there was some seaweed during my stay, it did not stop me from enjoying the beach. In fact, I chose to spend the majority of my time lounging on a chaise lounge on the beach. Lounges are first come, first served. There are also cabanas, some of which you have to pay extra for. You will note signs on the cabanas that tell you whether they are free to use or if you have to rent them. This is a generous policy, and people do take advantage of the free cabanas early in the day. So if you want one, get up early or they will all be taken. For drinks, there is a beach bar so you don't have to wander over to the pool area. There are 2 main pools at the resort, both oceanfront and in fact look as if they form one huge super pool. Both are heated. One is quieter, while the other has activities at it, such as water aerobics, volleyball, and foam parties. However, because the pools are literally abutting each other, the noise from the activity pool travels to the quiet pool. So don't book into this hotel if you want a quiet pool experience. It's just not going to happen unless the hotel is at low occupancy. Let's turn to the food. There are 7 restaurants and 5 bars, which cater to just about all tastes. Food was a big disappointment. There is a limited variety of food options at the resort in comparison to similarly sized resorts, and unfortunately, what was served up was mostly lackluster food. There was nothing wrong with the food, but there was just nothing great or memorable about it either. At the price I paid for my room, which was $486 in June, the food should have been much better. All restaurants are first come, first served, except for the teppanyaki tables, which require advanced reservations. Spice serves the breakfast buffet and then transitions to international food for lunch and dinner, also served buffet style. This is a great choice if you don't want to spend the time waiting for service and don't mind helping yourself. The breakfast choices were much better than their lunch or dinner, and I would recommend standing in line and getting something hot off of the grills. They have several live-action grills that will make up fresh food, which tastes much better than the food that has been set out. One morning I tried the French toast and was surprised it was so good. One thing to note is that on the way out, the restaurant lobby had a very moldy smell. It had been raining, which probably didn't help, but they really need to up their game if they want to continue getting a 5-star rating. Asiana. Asiana is their Pan-Asian restaurant, with a la carte choices on the top floor and teppanyaki tables on the bottom floor. I tried both. I much preferred the teppanyaki tables and felt it was the best meal at the resort. They start the meal with a miso soup and a sushi appetizer, and then make the fried rice. They move on to vegetables and proteins next, and I ordered the steak. The chef cooks at the tabletop in front of everyone at the table, which held about 6 to 8 people and took about an hour and a half from start to finish. Service at the a la carte tables took 1.5 hours for an average curry dish, and there was no entertaining element to occupy me during the slow service. So I recommend taking a teppanyaki tables versus a regular table. Cantina La Adelita and Maria Marie. Cantina La Adelita and Maria Marie are billed as 2 separate restaurants, but they have the same menu in the same building. The only difference I could see was that the cantina served in the bar area versus the restaurant. They are styled completely differently, but let's face it, it's the same restaurant. I asked the waiter for suggestions, and he steered me to some good choices, and I had a decent meal here. The waiter suggested an open-faced taco called a sope, which was the size of a street taco, just thicker. It was delicious. For the main, he suggested the shrimp dish, which was excellent. My dining partner did not take his suggestions and did not like their food. So remember to ask your waiter what most people like on the menu. They know. Punta Vista. Punta Vista overlooks the beach and one of the pools, and the setting could not be better. I can't say the same about the food. I really didn't care for the food served here, but did love sitting in their open-air dining room having a drink and looking out over the beach. I ordered a chocolate martini, and they served chips and salsa to start. The best thing I had here was a shrimp cocktail, which I do recommend. The fish tacos I had were forgettable. I have had so many great tacos in Mexico, so when I order a taco, I really expect something great. And these were just bland. Habaneros. Habaneros is the takeout pizza station set up at the far end of the resort. There are some tables to sit at, or you can take your pizza back to your sun lounger or room. The pizza was fresh from the oven, but was only okay, which really surprised me. It should have been really delicious, but just wasn't. Casa del Café. Casa del Café is the Starbucks-like cafe serving lattes, sandwiches, muffins, and ice cream. They served great coffees and teas in an air-conditioned space. If you are leaving the resort for an excursion for the day, you can grab to-go food from here that is pre-packaged and can be dropped into a bag quickly. I tried many items from the cases while I was there, including a grilled cheese sandwich. Unfortunately, the grilled cheese sandwich was poor, and some of the pastries tasted like they were going stale. The chocolate cake, however, was good. Pop-up hamburger grill. The pop-up hamburger grill was unfortunately the low point of the dining experience at the resort. I've had many hamburgers at all-inclusive resorts, and Zilara served up by far the worst quality hamburger I have had at any Cancun resort. Bars. The resort does not lack in options for different bars. There is the lobby bar, which is at the hub of all the evening action, so is one of the larger bars. During the day, you will find a swim-up bar in the pool, and waiters serving drinks from the beach bar. In the evening, you also have the choice of the Time Out Sports Bar, which hosts events like the Silent Disco, and also has pool tables. It is generally a great spot to sit and have a drink if you want to watch a game on one of the many screens. By far, the best bar at Zilara is the Den, serving craft cocktails. We had a free mixology lesson here just before it opened in the evening, and the class was great. You need to make advance reservations for the mixology class. Our mixologist took us through the steps to make one cocktail, and it took about 20 minutes, and the drink was delicious. I also discovered that the drinks in the Den were much better than the drinks at the resort in general, since the mixers in the Den were made from fresh, innovative ingredients. Who knew that a grilled pineapple rum drink could taste so good? The Den is only open in the evenings, and it has limited seating, but that was my favorite evening bar in the resort. Entertainment. Evening entertainment features shows in the atrium. I went to a country-themed event that had a big band and a bucking bronco ride that the guests seemed to love. even when they got thrown off the Bronco. I also tried out the silent disco party in the sports bar. Everyone was listening to different music channels, so we were all dancing to our own beat. So how does this resort stack up? I would say the highlight of this resort is that they put a lot of effort into their evening entertainment. They provided a big show each night and had other things to do each night if you didn't want to go to the show. The Den served great drinks in a club-like atmosphere, and the beach was beautiful. On the downside, for the price, the rooms need renovating, which the resort is doing, and they need to up their food offerings, including increasing the quality and consistency across the menus for all their venues, and a total redo of their buffet. Personally, for the price, I would choose to go elsewhere until they fix their food issues. And that wraps up this review of the Hyatt Zilara Cancun. We drop new content weekly, so check back next week for a new hotel review from the Cancun Hotel Zone.